The emphasis and strong elements can both be used to increase the importance of certain words or sentences. In this video, we'll learn about these elements along with the horizontal rule element. We're going to learn about the emphasis tag, and the emphasis tag is very similar to the span tag in that it's an inline element. We'll go ahead and wrap some of our paragraph text in the emphasis tag. The emphasis tag is just EM. So we'll go ahead and wrap the first three words of this first paragraph in EM tags. We'll save it, switch back to the browser, and remember, we're wrapping the first three words of our first paragraph here. So watch that when I refresh the page. As you can see, that text is now italicized. Now, this is a bit confusing, so make sure you pay attention to this. The emphasis tag is not intended to just italicize text, although that is a side effect and it is the default styling that the browser will apply to the EM tag. You can italicize text using CSS, which is a topic that we'll explore after HTML. However, the emphasis tag should be used when you want to emphasize a point in your text, and not necessarily when you want to italicize that text. There are no real technical guidelines for the EM tag, and it's rather subjective. Like I said, you should just use it when you want to emphasize a point. Next is the strong tag. So let's go ahead and switch over to our text editor, and we'll go ahead and make some text strong on our second paragraph. To do that, we'll go ahead and wrap it in the strong tag, which is not shortened like the emphasis tag, and is just the full word strong. So we'll go ahead and save that out, switch back to the browser, and again, we wrapped the first three words in our second paragraph in the strong tag. So let's go ahead and refresh the page. And as you can see, that text now appears to be bold. This is very similar to emphasis in that you don't just want to use this tag to make text bold. You can make text bold using CSS. Rather, you should use the strong tag when a thought or a word in your text needs to be intensified or made strong. So, when should you use strong and when should you use emphasis? Well, EM indicates emphasis, strong indicates stronger emphasis. There's no real standard way to use them. It's just subjective. But whatever you do, you should at least make sure that you're consistent in your usage of strong and emphasis. Finally, we're going to learn about the HR tag, which stands for horizontal rule. So let's go ahead and switch back to our text editor. And we'll go ahead and put a horizontal rule in between our first and second paragraph. So we'll just type out an HR tag, and that's it. Again, this is what's called a void element, similar to the meta tag or the doctype tag. There's nothing to put inside the horizontal rule. The content and the tag are one and the same. So let's go ahead and switch back to our browser and refresh the page. And in between our first and second paragraph, you can see that we now have a line, which is referred to as a horizontal rule. Now, you can create lines similar to this, called borders, with CSS. You want to use a horizontal rule when you specifically want to break up text, both visually and semantically. This is very similar to strong and emphasis in that there are no technical guidelines. It's really just subjective as to when you should use it. Those are just a few of the HTML elements that can help you bring more semantic meaning to your text. Over the next several videos, we'll learn how to format more specific types of text.